the silver trophy to the Golden Knights.
The end result isn't what we wanted.
It's still hard to process the whole thing. It was just a grind.
We didn't get the job done, but we know we can do it.
Learn and move forward and come back stronger. You want to be back, you want to have that opportunity again. That's been driving our team from the start of the year.
We know how to play, hard, we want to out-compete every team we play.
Sergei Bobrovsky displaying acrobatics.
We stay with the moment, we believe in each other.
On to the next one. Sam Reinhart from right out in front.
We play as hard as we can until the buzzer goes and there's no more time on the clock.
They earned it. These guys have earned it.
We are not done yet.
WPBF 25 Sports presents Quest for the Cup, sponsored by Tampa General Hospital. Here are Shane Wright and Yanni Kourakis.
They've been called the Cardiac Cats, the Comeback Cats, and for the second year in a row, they're Eastern Conference champs, and they're hungry for the first Stanley Cup in the 30-year history of the franchise. Hello and welcome inside Emirates Bank Arena, home of the Florida Panthers, as we get ready for the Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final between the Florida Panthers and Edmonton Oilers. I'm Sports Director Shane Wright, along with Yanni Kourakis. Yanni, this place was rocking last weekend, and now we have playoff hockey here for the second year in a row in June.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what it's going to be like in Amerant Bank Arena here on Saturday night. We got the VIP access here on the ice, and the excitement has been building for the Florida Panthers over the last several years, really culminating in these back-to-back Stanley Cup final runs.
And the Panthers do have home ice advantage, so expect the fans to be rowdy here in Game 1.
Amerant Bank Arena has been packed all season. They're seeing fan interest like never before. The only thing missing is that elusive Stanley Cup.
Yeah, a lot of work that goes into winning the Stanley Cup happens about 15 miles to our east at the team's new practice facility. It's not just for the players, it is open to the public. We'll take a look at the Baptist Health Iceplex and how you can take part in all the action.
First, let's dive right into the Stanley Cup final matchup, the Panthers and Edmonton Oilers. This year's Stanley Cup final will be the farthest distance between two competing cities in NHL history. The Panthers beat the Oilers November 20th in Sunrise 5-3. Connor McDavid scored 2 goals for Edmonton that night. They then beat the Oilers December 16th in Edmonton 5-1. Carter Verhaeghe had 2 goals for the Cats. The Oilers defeated the Kings, Canucks, and Stars to get to the final. They're seeking their 6th Stanley Cup overall, but first since 1990.
And the Panthers do know the longer their playoff series goes, the tougher it's going to get. They're continuing to build on what they did last season, but admit that this year has to be a different vibe.
It's just a different feeling this year. We're getting contributions from everybody. It doesn't matter who it is on any given night. Like, somebody's going to step up. Somebody's going to score the goals. There could be a different guy blocking the shots. I know I've said it a bunch, but we're all capable of doing everything.
We put in a lot of hard work to get back here, and it took a lot, but we're still, again, we're not satisfied yet, so we still have a job to do.
We all knew that we had the same goal to get back here and get a little better, so that's what we did, and we're here again.
And here's a look at the schedule. The series starts here in Sunrise as the Panthers do have home ice advantage. Game 1 Saturday, Game 2 is Monday. Games 3 and 4 are late next week in Edmonton. If there is a Game 5, that would be Tuesday, June 18th here in Sunrise. Game 6 would be Friday the 21st on the road, and a potential Game 7 would be Monday, June 24th here at Emirates Bank Arena.
Here on the Panthers bench, where the Florida Panthers celebrate a lot of victories this year en route to the Atlantic Division Championship.
Yeah, first time I've ever been. You ever been on an NHL bench before?
Nope.
It's pretty cool, and a lot of memories this season. Let's take a look at how we got here. The playoffs, not new territory for the Florida Panthers. Division champs for the 4th time in franchise history. For a 5th straight season, they were back in the playoffs.
5 years of work and plenty more years of work ahead of us, and we're just excited to get started.
And they started with a battle against the Bolts in round 1, the Tampa Bay Lightning, the in-state rival who had sent the Panthers packing out of the playoffs in 2 of the past 3 years.
You have to slay the dragons. You do. You've got to do the things that you haven't been able to do to show forward motion and progress.
As we always knew that for us ultimately to win it all, it's probably going to have to go through Tampa at some point. So just an amazing feeling closing out here and closing out at home.
Then it was time to bring on a bitter Boston team, hungry for revenge after the Cats clawed their way back to win last year's playoff series.
I think poor execution, and we got to be a little bit quicker to support each other, and they were on top of us.
That was after the Panthers lost 5-1 to the Bruins in Game 1. From there, the Cats dominated, winning 4 of the next 5 games of the series, outscoring Boston 18-8, winning the series 4-2.
Well, we know this is one of the toughest buildings to play in, and especially to win. So really happy about what we did today.
Then it was on to the conference final, the New York Rangers, the best team in hockey, coming off a season with the most wins in their franchise's history. And after losing 2 of their first 3 games, the Cats won 3 straight and were Eastern Conference champions.
This year, it's kind of all business. We have one goal in mind, and that's it.
One mindset of doing whatever I can to get back to it. And I thought the guys that were here last year have done an unbelievable job coming back. We are not done yet.
The Panthers are looking to win their first Stanley Cup in franchise history. This is the 3rd appearance in the Cup final. They played for the Cup in 1996 against Colorado, and of course just last year versus Las Vegas. And these loyal Florida Panther fans know these deep playoff runs don't happen all that often.
Yeah, a lot of years where the Panthers didn't make the playoffs, but the last couple of years, going back 5 years, they've been in this thing and been in this tournament. And the last year, of course, they got to the championship. Didn't finish it off, but they're hoping to finish it off this year.
I mean, the last 3 years have been incredible. Winning the President's Trophy, last year making the final, beating the Lightning, the Bruins, hosting the Rangers. I mean, all those years ago in the 2010s when, all those years ended in mediocrity. I could never imagine this. So this is pretty incredible.
They work hard. They really represent Florida itself. It's a hard-working team. They're underdogs, which also helps a lot. It's just a really hard-working team, and that's what I think brings the whole fan base behind them.
Their style of game, they're really strong and offensive and defensive game. They can play both zones, and I really like that style of game.
And the Panthers have seen steady fan interest since returning from the COVID pandemic. The franchise says attendance is up nearly 25% compared to the 2021-2022 season. Average attendance is also at an all-time high. The team reports 26 sellouts, including the playoffs this season, compared to just 2 last year.
And at the Panthers' clinching win over the Rangers, I spent some time with 2 of the biggest Panther diehards, Joe and Richard Davis of Lake Worth. They've been season ticket holders since 1996. They tell me they've never considered giving up their seats, even in the lean years. In fact, they've moved up to the front row in the 300 level, and the 2 former state troopers never miss a game.
It has been so exciting. It's really amazing how far the team has come, and very exciting to be going as far as we are.
Why'd you stick with them?
No, we never give that consideration. We moved our seats from up here down to the front, but other than that, no, we just got better seats, that's all.
And Joan only wears her special Panthers necklace for the playoffs. Well, Panthers fans certainly know his voice by now. Doug Plagens is the play-by-play radio broadcaster for the Florida Panthers, narrating the biggest moments in the club's history over the last 9 years. And I recently spent some time with him before one of the playoff games to see what goes into such a big assignment.
5 seconds. Mikkola is going to hold this over on the far boards. The final seconds tick away, and the Florida Panthers are going to the Stanley Cup final. The Panthers are Eastern Conference champions.
Perched high above the ice in a cozy radio booth, Doug Plagens and his analyst, former Panther Bill Lindsay, paint the picture of a sport that moves at a rapid pace.
It is such a fast game. There's so much going on, and it's one of those things you get a feel for.
Deflects out to neutral ice where it's handled by Roslovic.
Your standard audio mixing board, and it's got me right there and Billy Lindsay, and we've got our crowd mic. This is where we sit, right up here. I always sit on this side at home. Billy Lindsay always sits right there.
Like the players he covers, Plagens paid his dues coming up broadcasting in the minor leagues. Now he's calling games on hockey's biggest stage.
That's why we do it, to be involved in a small way in games that are this big. And the moments are just, These are huge sports moments.
Left side, Rodriguez, Bennett, a shot, and he scores! Top shelf, off the bar and in, and the Panthers strike first.
As for a possible Stanley Cup winning call, a first in Panthers franchise history, do you think about a potential call of a game-winning goal, or do you let it be organic?
I always let things be organic. I've never scripted a thing, and I don't intend to ever script anything. It's every moment is unique.
For the second straight year, the Panthers take Game 6 over the Rangers. 2-1 the final. The Panthers are moving on.
And Doug says it would be a career highlight to call the game-winning moment for a Stanley Cup championship for the Florida Panthers.
Still ahead on Quest for the Cup.
We see this as like a communal hub, like bringing everyone together, bringing families together, and we're right in the middle of a park.
Making the community part of the team. An inside look at the Panthers' new practice facility that's open to the public. Plus,
inside the rink itself, there's 10 miles of piping that carry a fluid that helps keep the ice cold.
Come along for the ride. We talk with the ice master himself about getting the playing surface ready.
Well, Shane, it's pretty nice to be a Florida Panther right now. Back-to-back Eastern Conference champs, another shot at the Stanley Cup, and a new revamped practice facility over in Fort Lauderdale that for some is much closer to their homes.
Yeah, and the players love it. They've talked about how much they enjoy that facility and all it has to offer. The Panthers officially moved into their revitalized facility in Fort Lauderdale in December and held a grand opening ceremony for the public in March. The formal name of the new facility is the Baptist Health Iceplex at FTL War Memorial. The building is pretty old, dates back to 1950. In May 2021, the Panthers unveiled plans to remodel it and turn it into their practice home. The Iceplex features 2 regulation-sized NHL rinks, new locker rooms, and concession stands for the public.
The practice facility is a big part of it, but there's so many more elements to it with beautiful store that I think you've all seen, the restaurant, second sheet of ice, music venue. So it's really an entertainment district, full service restaurant, partnered with a local restaurant group. So we see this as like a communal hub, like bringing everyone together, bringing families together.
From the hockey standpoint, it's a game changer. Obviously, the location, the quality of the facility, the guys can come and practice. But having lived here now for 3 years, like imagine, and I'll kind of put it back on you guys, imagine if you had a park like this when you were a kid. Like, it's unbelievable. Like, there's so much to do.
The South Florida community can register for a variety of events, including public skating sessions, adult hockey leagues, summer camps, try hockey for free events, and a lot more. The programming schedule can be found at FTLWarMemorial.com.
Still ahead on Quest for the Cup.
He's playing the best hockey in the world right now. He's the best player in the world right now.
He lets his play do the talking. How the team captain leads by example. Plus, Shane and Yanni are back to break down what the Panthers must do to win the Cup. You're watching Quest for the Cup. Here are Shane Wright and Yanni Kourakis.
It's one of the great traditions when a team wins the Stanley Cup. The first person to hold the Stanley Cup trophy is always the captain.
El Capitan, as they call him, Barkey, Alexander Barkov, is that guy for the Florida Panthers. And if you've seen him on interviews, you know he has a quiet confidence about himself, but his teammates know his game speaks volumes. The Panthers picked Barkov second overall in the 2013 draft and appointed him as a team captain prior to the 2018 season. Some of his teammates are former captains themselves. Kyle Okposo is a former captain of the Buffalo Sabres who was traded to the Panthers in March. He says it did not take long to recognize Barkov's leadership.
Barkey he's somebody who's on the quieter side for sure, but he plays very loud. Whenever he's on the ice, you notice him, and your opponents notice him. And he's a really tough guy to play against, and he just sets such a good example of what to do out there, how to act, how to treat people. Just a phenomenal person.
The 28-year-old Barkov signed an 8-year contract extension with the team in 2021.
Barkov won the Selke Trophy this season. It's voted on by the Professional Hockey Writers Association and awarded to the forward who best excels in the defensive aspects of the game. It's his second time winning the award. The Panthers captain has been a Selke Trophy finalist in 3 of the past 4 seasons. Sergei Bobrovsky is one of 3 finalists for the Vezina Trophy, given to the league's most outstanding goalie. He's seeking to become the first Panthers goalie to win the award. The He captured Vezina honors in the 2012-13 and 2016-2017 seasons as a member of the Columbus Blue Jackets. The winner will be announced June 27th at the NHL Awards in Las Vegas.
The man responsible for putting this team together is staying in Sunrise just a little bit longer. In April, the Panthers announced a contract extension for general manager Bill Zito. Zito was also promoted to president of hockey operations. The Cats have not missed the playoffs during Zito's 4 years with the club. It's been pretty impressive. He's also a finalist for the Jim Gregory General Manager of the Year Award for the third time. The winner will be announced June 10th. And we're here on the ice at Emirates Bank Arena, so pristine, so clean, getting ready for the Cup final. And Yanni, we know a lot of work goes into keeping this together.
That's the job for Graham Kaplinger. He's the ice technician. He's been riding a Zamboni since 1994 and in charge of it for the Florida Panthers since 2006. This isn't just any ice. This spectacular white sheet is housing the Stanley Cup final. And it's up to ice technician,
All right, here we go.
and Zamboni operator Graham Kaplinger to make sure it's perfect.
The water that I'm putting out is about 135 degrees.
Any more pressure making the ice perfect playoffs versus regular season?
It's pretty much the same for me. The only difference to be just the outside is a lot hotter.
Ah, yes. 90-degree temperatures outside plus humidity isn't exactly conducive to keeping ice cold. But Graham and his 7-person staff work around the clock to maintain the ice. The process now easier after the team installed new systems 2 years ago.
In the past couple seasons, I've put in a bunch of new HVAC equipment, refrigeration equipment, and air handlers, and it's made my life so much easier.
The ice is 1 3/8 inches thick. It's installed every September and lives in the arena for the duration of the season. If there's a concert or event, the cover and flooring goes over the ice. And this Zamboni is 77 inches wide. The ice outside is 85 feet wide. So if you do the math, it takes approximately 8 trips around to fully maintain the ice. And when you are the Zamboni operator for a team for 18 years, you build a certain rapport with the players, coaches, and fans. So no one is happier for the Panthers' success than their ice master himself.
Oh man, it's one of the best things to witness. When I first showed up, they were in some trouble, seemingly. To what we're doing now is in the past few years has been amazing.
And Graham is hoping there's a celebration on this ice, potentially game 5 or 7. They could win it here on the home ice.
You know, we'll see a lot of rats on the ice if that does happen. The fans will be excited for that. Well, the Panthers have been road warriors all season. They won 26 games on the road during the regular season and have won 6 on the road in the playoffs. Now, while on the road, they're scoring about 3 goals per game and giving up about 2 goals a game during the Eastern Conference Final. Ryan Lomberg was asked why they play so well away from home.
Our game's pretty straightforward, so I think when we're on the road, we don't have to worry too much about making a special play or satisfying the fans or anything like that. We just, put our heads down and work and grind it out. And a lot of times it's not pretty. It's 1-0, 2-1, but that's kind of how we get it done on the road.
And as we know, the Florida Panthers have been to the Cup final now 3 times in franchise history. They've never won it, but they're hoping this will be the year for it. And there's some key things they got to do to bring home the Cup.
Yeah, 1-8 in Stanley Cup final history. They're hoping for a better outcome. And we're here at the goalie crease. That's one of your keys, right?
Yeah, one of the keys is the battle in the net. For the Oilers, Stuart Skinner 11-5 in these playoffs with a 2.49 goal against average. Sergei Bobrovsky just below that, so the Panthers do have the edge there. They hope that continues through the Cup final. Interesting, Calvin Pickard is the one who actually played the Panthers the 2 games that they played this season. So the Panthers have yet to see Skinner in net. They'll get a chance to see him in this series. Second key for me, slowing down the stars for the Oilers. Connor McDavid, the leader of their team. He's played well against the Panthers this regular season in the 2 losses. He had 3 points. That includes 2 goals, 1 assist. So the Panthers really have to step up that defensive effort and slow down McDavid. And my third key to victory, the Panthers have been doing this most of the playoffs, is staying in the offensive zone. They've tried to get the puck down in the offensive zone. They've done a great job at that, and if that continues, that'll be a path to a championship, in my opinion. All right, those are my keys. Yanni, what do you got?
Those are all good keys.
Yes,
My
thank you.
keys. Stanley Cup final experience. They were in this exact same moment this time last year. A bit of a happy to be here mentality. This year, I believe they're the stronger team. Use the experience, the travel, the hoopla, the pomp, and the circumstance to your advantage being here last year, and make it count this year. Another key of mine, play your style of game. You just alluded to it. The defensive-minded aspect of this team. Really, they've won all these games scoring 3 goals. If they can just hold the opponent to 2 goals, keep the puck down in the other team's zone with the forecheck, I think they're in good shape to win. And my third goal, special teams. They really outdid the Rangers when it came to the power play in the Eastern Conference Final. We obviously saw that great goal on a power play in overtime, and their penalty kill has been solid. So if they can win special teams, they'll be in good shape to win as well.
All right, all you have to do is listen to us, and they should have hoisting a trophy here pretty soon. Some good keys to victory. Hopefully the Panthers can pull it out. All right, a reminder, our coverage is also available online. Download the WPBF 25 News app for the latest news and insights into the Panthers' run to the Stanley Cup Final. We'll be right back.
Here's one last look at the Cup Final schedule. The series starts in Sunrise. Game 1 Saturday, Game 2 Monday, Games 3 and 4 late next week in Edmonton. If there is a Game 5, that would be Tuesday, June 18th here in Sunrise. Game 6 would be Friday the 21st on the road, and Game 7 Monday, June 24th here at Amerant Bank Arena. And a reminder, you can watch every game of the Stanley Cup Final right here on WPBF 25.
And hopefully the Panthers can get it done, bring that first Stanley Cup back to South Florida here in Sunrise. Maybe they can do it here on this home ice. We'll see. Thank you for joining us for Quest for the Cup. I'm Shane Wright, Yanni Caracas. Go Panthers.